Hey, good morning. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but it does look like I think we are good to go now. Just kind of double check. This is my first time doing this, so I still learning. Yeah, it looks like. Good morning. A little bit of a technical difficulty, but it does look like I think we're good to go now. Double check. All right, right on, right on. So, I do understand that I'll be doing these to myself for a little while, but that's okay. Like I said, my main goal is to document my trading, and like I said, if the community comes, that would be fantastic. If it doesn't, c'est la vie, as they say. So, let's go and check a few things here. So right now I'm on the NQ1, and it looks like we hit some pretty good resistance up here. And one second here.
Can you read that for me, what that says?
Oh, I can't see it.
One second.
All right. So the first thing I like to do in the morning is I'm going to go ahead and check where the NQ1 is. I was up a little bit earlier, so I've been following it. Looks like we hit support down here. We hit resistance up here. This is the London market. Okay, so the London market started right here. It's a pretty good down arrow. I know that we do have some minor news coming out at 6:50. I think there's a speaker that's going to speak, so we'll kind of wait to see what happens with that. The NQ is obviously the NASDAQ. So what I also do is I keep some of the major NASDAQ stocks here. For instance, Amazon, you can see pre-market pretty low. Microsoft down, Apple down, Netflix, not sure how major one that is, but that one is down, Google down, and Tesla looks like it's up. So the majority, it looks like the majority of the major NASDAQ players are going to open down today for the market. We'll have to see what happens. I'm not really willing to jump into a trade quite yet. You can see my indicators did give me a long symbol here. Of course, this was back at 12:15 this morning Mountain Standard Time, so I was not up for that. But it looks like it held pretty good. My other indicator gave me a long right here, but I would never have bought right there because of the resistance level. And I would definitely have waited for the next candle probably to come back up and then re-break through. Don't know if that's going to happen. We're going to have to wait and see on that. But I'm super excited. I'm super excited that I'm here, and super excited if anybody does want to go ahead and view the stream. We would love to have you as a guest. And I think we'll just give it a few minutes here and see what happens. Might as well take a little look to see what gold is up to. And you see gold has been very rangy. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. The range's pretty decent. You can maybe think about when it comes back down, if you get another candle like this, maybe think about entering, but I'm probably not on that boat. It looks like we're probably going to have to wait until the market opens this morning. See what happens. Looks like the minor news is going to come out in the next 2 minutes here. Let's go ahead and see what happens. It's FOMC member Cook speak. You can go grab some more coffee. I will be right back. Alright, does look like we're getting a pretty decent push lower. I have to see what happens. Doesn't look like I'm going to be getting into any early entries here. I'm going to play it smart. You know, I firmly believe that, in all honesty, the money made in trading is made by the trades you don't take. Obviously, you got to play to win, but you know, it's playing at the right time, and really the money is made is when you don't make those extra trades that you don't need to make. So I always say, you know, money's made by the trades you don't make. Kind of an oxymoron, but it is what I believe, at least from my limited trading experience. Right, I'm going to get ready, sign into my real job here. From time to time I will be going on mute to take a sales call. My sales calls are pretty short in duration. I work for a seasonal business, so it's pretty slow in the winter time. So the interruptions shouldn't be that much, but if you see me go mute and put my headset on, that means I'm jumping on a sales call, and I will be returning shortly. I got a feeling, you never know. My feeling is we're going to be looking at possibly a down day. Like I said, the pre-markets are not favorable for a long day as of now, unless the speaker says something completely outrageous. I probably like us possibly coming down and testing the support, hopefully getting a little bounce, and then a nice bearish candle down below, in which case I will definitely be going short. I'm gonna do a video on my indicators. I do use 4 altogether. This one right here makes my chart a little messy, but I like it because it gives me the support and resistance zones, it gives me kind of range zones, and of course it gives me the markets. London, obviously the New York Stock Exchange will open right about here, and it's just kind of nice to see where the highs and lows of the previous markets were. Sometimes or oftentimes when the price breaks below or above the previous market, it can continue in that direction. Certainly enough to get a good little scalping trade on and try to make your $1,000 to $2,000 and enjoy the rest of the day. I'm going to make a few more videos on the prop firms that I use. Right now I'm trading $250,000 accounts with Apex Funding. They still are in the trial phase, and I will figure out a way to be able to show those. Still learning all of this, but I need to get to 9,000 to have it go to a real account, and I believe I'm up about 3,500 on each. So hopefully that will continue in that direction. I think when Apex does another 90% off sale, I'm going to buy 4 or 5 more accounts, and I'm going to trade a couple of them a different way. I'd go ahead and try the minis. The minis may enable me to stay in trades a little bit longer. The way the drawdown works with Apex is can be a little bit confusing, and it isn't my favorite part of the prop firm. In fact, it's my least favorite part. The trail drawdown doesn't start from when you exit your trade. It starts from your highest profit while you're in the trade. So to give an example, if you're up $1,000 and then it goes down a little, and say you cash out at 700, your trail drawdown starts from when you were up 1,000. So you have to be real cautious on when how you exit a trade. It really hinders you from being able to play that runner. Now, if I was to go over to the minis and do a much smaller amount, obviously the drawdowns wouldn't hurt as much. I do have a $5,000 drawdown on a $150,000 account. So the last thing I want to do is go up 2,000, have it go back, try to play the run, have it go down 1,000, cash out, be 1,000 in profit, but then only have a 4,000 drawdown from there, if that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and make a video on exactly how that works, because it is a little bit confusing and it does affect the way that you trade. There's no doubt about it. And definitely want to be able to go over that. I still think Apex is the best trading system or funding program, mainly because it's cheap. It's 20 times cheaper than anything else out there, and it is a single phase. So I'll go more in depth about that when I do create a video about that. Probably a little bit later on today. Let's just see if anything has popped up about the news. No related stories yet. All right. Just taking a look here. market's kind of still deciding what it's going to do. And what we'll do is we'll be patient and we'll wait for the market to decide and try to hop on the right side of it. This indicator, really what you're waiting to do is wait for the lines to cross. When the lines cross, you will get a little arrow, either up or down. If you're a real patient trader, which is probably the way it should be, you would wait for it to cross, go back up and touch or come close to it, then get a nice bearish candle down, if we're talking about a downswing, for confirmation. You can sometimes miss out a little bit. We got across here, but nothing really came to after that, so these were false signals. My big indicator, this one is like 20 indicators in one. It did give me a pretty good short signal here. Not really trading those markets for the most part, so typically I leave those alone. But we'll see what happens here in the New York section. All right, looks like we're still in a holding pattern here, but that's okay. Double check the see if there's any comments on the news. It is low impact news, so I doubt that there's going to be too much going on from it. Pre-markets are falling fast here. Don't think Netflix and Tesla are going to be able to save it. I expect those to follow. But anything can happen at the open, right? I mean, really hard to say. So even though I got a long signal here, you can see that the trend has been down, so that kind of nullifies it, and then this nullifies it as well. I got the long symbol right at support, or I'm sorry, at resistance. So even though I got the long, I got a negative and I got a negative, so that is a symbol that I would ignore unless I saw some type of real retracement down and then back up with a really strong bull candle back up and over. I would need something like that to get into that trade, even though the long symbol printed. You know, this short symbol over here, it looks like it could have been a decent entry. I was up near resistance. I'm in a downtrend, but you know, those markets don't have too much volume, not until at least the London opens, which is here. This bull signal would have been a little sketchy. I got a crossover, so I got the print for buy. Was pretty far away from resistance and fairly close, I guess, to support. We were still in a downtrend here, so yeah, I would have been real cautious with that. Although I may have taken maybe a smaller risk trade on it. Maybe would have done a mini, something. Just kind of see what happens. I'm gonna put my stop loss down here, maybe a little bit below resistance, and then obviously it had gone for a 2-for-1, so it would have looked just a little something like this. And I probably would have ended up getting out of it before 2.0. I rarely stay in. It's one of the things that I struggle with the most. You know, I rarely stay in until it reaches 1.5 or 2-to-1 ratio. Again, mainly because I'm always a little bit worried about my trailing drawdown. And makes it difficult to stay in and to hold your trades for the amount of time that you should, which is why I feel like I may start experimenting with some mini contracts, which obviously is less money, but it'll give me more time to let the runners run. I'm having fairly good success with the way that I'm trading now, so like I said, Apex Funding, they constantly do sales. They're real cheap as it is, but right now, like, they're running a 71% off. They often run an 80% off, and I've had multiple occasions where they've run a 90% off, meaning I can buy a $150,000 account trial for, next to nothing. Let me share it with you. I could buy it for $29.70. So I could buy 4 of those for $120. Most prop firms, if you want to get a $150,000 account, you're going to spend $1,500. So the discount it's ridiculous as compared to others. So even though they don't have my favorite rules with the trailing drawdown to your highest amount while you're in a trade, how inexpensive they are makes up for it. More than makes up for it. And the only thing that I have to do is adjust my trading style a little bit to make sure I'm following and playing by the rules that they set. And every game can be beat. You do got to play by the game's rules, but there's always a way to beat it. And so because of that, I'm not going to spend, I can't imagine if I can get a $150,000 account for $30 to $50, I'm not going to spend $1,500 to $2,000 or more with other prop firms for a $150,000 account. The other thing that's nice about Apex is they let you trade multiple accounts, and I do have a trade copier, so I can put 2 or 3 accounts attached to the trade copier. I make one trade, and it copies it to the other trades.
Inbound call.
Here's my question. I know I got bed bugs in the bedroom. How much does it cost just to do the bedroom? Okay, I just want one room done. Will y'all do one room? No, Friday would be better. Yeah, 17. Let me check with my wife first, because, wives want to try shit first. So let me check with her first before I get in trouble. Because I know it's only in one room. It's not the whole house. Sure. Thank you.
Alright, sorry about the delay there. Like I said, from time to time I will have to hit the mute button and the headset and handle my 9-to-5 job that I have. Okay, so Netflix, that was pre-market higher, is now pre-market lower. So I would say we are most likely going to start off today with a bearish sentiment. But I did get a signal here. I'm going to have to wait for that signal to close, which is in 15 minutes, to see what happens. But it is possible around the open that I might be getting into a trade.
Hey, I have a customer. She has an account with us currently, but she is needing to set up a new account with a different address. All right, I'll tell her now. Bye bye. Love you. Bye bye.
Hi, Mr. Steven. I'm sleepy. I need to go to sleep. I was trying to catch up before I go to bed. Uh, I just got off. My daughter texted me last night and was saying that that property that I'm about to ask you. Can you guys go spray the property for me today? I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. She said she kept seeing some little roaches and stuff. So there anyway. Yeah, she's at my home. Yeah. Yeah. No, you guys have already did. That's the rental property. I'm talking about my property. I need you guys to go to another property. I want the same thing that I have, but I'm gonna use a different card because that card is for business purposes. This is personal. Yeah. Yeah, Destiny, what's up?
Call from
Troy.
Hey, what's up, Steve? Yeah. Okay. Well, we are resuming the same day protocol. Put it on. Brittany posted in the chat, but let me take a look at it real quick. Oh, really? Did I miss that? Hold on, let me see. No, that's from Saturday. Yeah, that's Saturdays. But let me take a look at yours. What's the account number? Okay. Hop out of it real quick. Let's see what we got. On. Okay, let's see. It just came up for me. My computer's stupidly slow today. Kate has 15. That's probably why. Let me see some specialty guys. What is the deal with Houston today? Jesus Christ, where does this person live at? Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, Caden should be able to do it. Let me get with Brittany. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Okay, sounds good. Bye.
call from
Nathan.
Oh, he did. Okay, good. Just confirming. Nope, you're good. Thanks. Okay. Yep, bye.
All right, let's check out to see what the markets are doing.
call from
Nathan.
Oh, he did. Okay, good. Just confirming. Nope, you're good. Thanks. Okay. Yep. Bye.
All right, let's check out to see what the market is doing.
Call from
Nathan.
All right, look at that. Big bearish candle. Big bearish candle. All right, can't wait to see what happens from here. Like I said, it did look like it was going to be a short day, no doubt about it. it looks like I got about 15 more minutes till this candle ends. And we're going to take a look here to see how the next candle starts out. What I would like to see is a retracement back up to these lines. I may or may not get it. The market is just getting slammed right now. And I don't like to buy in on the very lowest of lows, even though sometimes it does work out. A lot of times it doesn't. And if I could stick to my guns and say the money is made from the trades you don't make, the last thing I want to do is get in here, have this thing retrace to here to 15 minutes, and then go back up and touch the line. I would rather miss the trade than go through that stress. Done it too many times. And, there's always an opportunity to get into a trade. And, we're looking for one big move. I don't necessarily have to have an all-day move. One big move, go up 1,000, 1,500, $2,000 on my 150 account, because I'm trading two at the same time. That's going to be $2,000 to $4,000. That's a good daily win limit for me. I could live off of that. I could live off of that if I did that 2 or 3 times a week. So, we're going to wait here. I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to buy this thing as it's just flying down. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a retracement. And hopefully in the next hour or so I can get in something here and we can let the excitement begin. All right, so we're coming up on the next candle here. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a retracement here on the next 15 minute. That would just be grand. Oh, it looks like it's trying to retrace. The two hardest things about trading for me is being patient. Obviously, like everyone else, I don't want to miss out. And the second hardest thing for me is staying in a trade, being able to handle a little bit of drawback, and not getting out of it before it's done running. If I can fix those two things, I think I really might have something, but it's easier said than done. It's crazy. It's easier to stay in a losing trade, at least for me. It's easier to stay in a losing trade and hope that it'll go up than it is to stay in a winning trade. And it really should be the opposite. You should be anxious to get out of a losing trade and more than willing to stay into a winning trade. Something I'm working on. I would venture to guess that I am not the only one on that. And none of us want to see our profits disappear. But hey, we're going to get better each and every day. I'm going to go ahead and wait and see what this candle does. And hopefully be able to get into an entry here real soon. Okay, let's take a look here. So it doesn't look like it's in any hurry to push back up. Gonna give it a few more minutes here. See how this thing ends, and we'll take it from there. Be right back. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get short here. One moment. Okay, so I actually have not entered yet. I'm gonna do the smart thing here and wait till the next candle. It's 3 minutes away. Looks like this thing is having a little bit of indecision. If I was to get short, would look something like. Look something like this. That would be ideal. But not sure it's the right time to pull the trigger quite yet. Let's take a look and see what happens. So I really don't like that that candle it's starting to make. It looks like possible could be a reversal candle. So I am still stuck in a holding pattern as of now. And if it continues to go up, I'll be looking for a retracement back to these lines, a bearish candle down, and then the jump on. Let's see what happens here. Looks like I'm on point for my next sales call, so I'm going to go ahead and put the headphones on, mute it. As soon as the phone call is done, I'll be right back. Okay, I did go ahead and I did take a short position here. It is notified on my chart. So I took it right here. So far, maybe not the best idea, but let's see what happens. I do think it's going to continue down, but you never know. All right, it's possible I might have entered one of the world's dumbest trades. To go in on a candle like this makes very, very little sense. Something that I need to, I mean, it still may work out, but just don't think it was really the best idea. But hey, let's see what happens. After that candle, I should have definitely waited for a retracement, as that is definitely a reversal candle, but maybe I'll get lucky. But as for a good trade and a good entry, I think not. But that's what I'm here for, here to learn. It's one of the nice things about being on very cheap evaluation accounts is if you make too many dumb trades and it doesn't work out, I lost $30. I've been trading this account for 2 weeks, so the value is definitely there. But my goal is to not make stupid trades. I mean, there's really no good reason at all to hop in on a trade on that candle. It's a pure gamble. Didn't show any desire to go down further from there. It's right in the middle of the wick, so it's a real indecision candle, which means taking a trade there where I did is just a pure gamble, and something I plan on remedying in the future for sure. So it does look like I'm probably going to get stopped out here any second. Boy, it went right to it. I did not get stopped out, but man, was that close. I have no doubt that this thing will probably stop out. And I'm not going to, the gambler in me wants to raise that stop loss limit up to those red lines, but it does look like I'm probably going to get stopped out here. But it just doesn't make sense to do that. I would rather get stopped out and then re-get into another trade. Getting into the habit of moving stop losses, bad idea. Again, it goes back to, boy, isn't it a lot easier to stay in a losing trade and hope for the best than to stay into a winning trade and maximize profits. So I'm going to fight against that. I'm going to leave it where it's at. Hopefully we do get a reversal here. But if I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet on it. It looks like this thing will stop out here any second. And then we'll have to wait and see what the next move will be. again, about one tick from my stop out, and we should hear it here. There it goes. So, bad trade, horrific trade. Hopefully, we'll learn from that trade, and we'll see if we can find another spot to get into here. My guess is it's going to retrace back up to those two lines and maybe go back down. I'm not sure, but going to be a little bit more careful next time. Okay, I did hop back in, which is what I should have done in the first place. I do like it to go down. I just should have waited for it to retrace to these lines. Gonna set my stop loss right above the second line, which is 15540.50. And I'll leave my take profit at 1.5, which is 15443. See what happens. So yeah, man, it's just amazing how so many times when you pick an entry, it's like right where your entry is, it totally reverses. It goes the other way. Maybe you just notice it more because it hurts more, but it's just always so weird when that happens. You know, like oh well, that's your spot. So immediately go the other way. But I know that that's not always the case. It just feels that way while you're watching it. I'm sure there must be other people that can relate to that. But let's see what happens. I do believe it's going to go down from here. I really wish I would have waited for it to touch here and then waited for the bearish candle and then got in then. Was one move too early. But live and learn, like I said. I'm here to get better, not perfect. These stupid little mistakes is obviously what's going to prevent me from being able to do this full time. I think I'm pretty close to getting an idea of what to do, to understanding with a decent percentage more often than not what the market's going to do. But I got to be patient enough to wait for that scenario to happen. And like I said, this candle, I needed to wait. I needed to wait for this retracement up to the line and a bearish candle down. Even if it doesn't work out, I needed to wait for that to happen. And I'm going to make sure that in the future that doesn't happen again, because see, this is, the money's made where the trades you don't take. I don't take this trade. That's a lot of additional money, that I still have. So in my mind, that means I made that money. If I didn't take this trade, I made that money as opposed to losing that money by taking this stupid trade. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully I did pick the right section here and we do get a considerable drawdown. And exciting either way. Well, absolutely brutal. I'll hit my daily limit here if this does end up stopping out, and we will go ahead and try again tomorrow. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but don't have the best feeling about it as of right now. It looks like I'm on the wrong side, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Mama said there'll be days like this. It's like we're hanging on by a thread here. Hopefully we can make it to the next candle and we get a big reversal, but you never know. You know, the sick thing is you know, my strategy that I want to play by is to wait for these to come back up to the lines and then show a bearish candle down, and that very well may happen. But you know, it may happen up here. But you know, sticking to my plan is so far has been the. It ain't easy, you know. It really isn't. But it's got to be done. You know, if you miss out on a few trades because the thing just dumps without retracing, then you miss out on a few trades. But you still have the money in your account. So, you know, word to the wise. Be patient. Stick to your plan. Probably your plan is a good one. If you use it. Plan don't mean a damn thing if you can't be patient enough to stick with it. But we'll see what happens. If we can make it to the next candle, this thing gives a little reversal type candle, and maybe we'll get a big dump. But you know, I am fighting against the overall trend as well. I really, unless the candles are below this line, I also should be looking for long trades, waiting for a long trade scenario, because that is the overall trend. Yep, a lot of things I could have done differently, and I wish I had. Even if this trade ends up working out, I'll still be a little disappointed myself that I didn't stick to the plan. And if you're not going to stick to the plan, why even do it? No, I'm beating on a dead horse here, but you know, I'm a pretty average guy. My guess is other people aspiring like myself, probably can relate, do the very same thing and make the very same mistakes. You know, hopefully showing mine might stop somebody else from doing theirs, although I would rather obviously show the right way to do it without showing the mistake. But like I said, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens here. You know, it's possible we get to the next candle and we get a big downswing and everything's happy again. We'll see. I'm gonna go refresh the coffee. I'll be right back. We're going to do a quick short intermission here, and I will be right back. All right, I was stopped, and we're going to end it here today. Hopefully this is a good video to see what you should not be doing.